All right, so let's draw a tree. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a vertical line on the paper. So I'm going to just make a vertical line. I'm not going to quite touch the top. Okay, so this is going to become the trunk of our tree. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to start to add branches. So I'm going to move about halfway up the tree, and now I'm going to make branches. Now think about branches. They grow towards the sun, so we want to angle them up. And to make them look realistic, rather than just doing straight lines, I'm just going to kind of curve them out. So I'm going to make one about halfway up, put another one here, and then maybe a long one here, and then one more there. Now, one thing you're going to notice is I did not make them symmetrical. This is not a butterfly we're drawing. We're drawing a tree. So while a tree is not symmetrical like a butterfly, it is balanced, meaning it's kind of even on both sides. So like 3 pounds of oranges on one side and 3 pounds of apples on the other side. So not the same thing, but they're balanced out. Now let's start to make this look more like a tree. What we're going to do is we're going to give a thickness to the trunk. What really makes a tree look like a tree is that it's wider at the bottom and narrows at the top. So starting at the base of the tree, I'm going to add almost like a parenthesis shape on both the left and the right. So this is the part of the tree that would be, right on the ground. And as you know, it's wider at the base. So now we're going to go wide, and then we're going to pull it up lightly until it gets skinny at the top. You'll notice that I don't do a one and done line. Instead, I've kind of like take my pencil and kind of skip it along the page. Now, if at any point I had to erase, that would be totally fine. Erasing is part of the process. One side and other side. Okay, cool. Now, just so it's not confusing, I'm going to erase these lines down in the center just so you can see what you're working with here. Now we have a trunk. Our trunk is wider at the bottom and narrows towards the top. We're going to do the same principle for the branches. We're going to start underneath each branch, and we're going to make like a curved line. We're going to make a curved line, and then it's going to come to a point. One of them, curved line, come to a point. Under here, curved line, come to a point. And then here, curved line, maybe this one's a little bit bigger, and then it comes to a point. Take a moment and look at your art. Did you curve it? And does it come to a point? That's what really makes a tree look like a tree, when it has those pointy ends. So now let's go ahead, and at the end of each branch, let's add just a second line, like a letter Y. You'll notice that they're not even. Let's go, maybe this one goes like that. At the top, maybe I'll make one little branch this way, and I'll make another branch that way at the top of our tree. And I'm going to add another like Y shape on this one. This one's a little crooked. How fun is that? I'm going to add maybe 2 branches. This one's big. So let me add a Y here. Make that a little bit big. And then like a little one there. Okay, so now we have a main branches. And then we've added just at the ends those little like stick parts. Let's add branches to our tree. Let's add some more. So where do we have some empty space? Some negative space here. So maybe there's a branch that grows off. So first thing I do is I start with a line that grows towards the sun, and then I start with a curve and then come to a point and then add a little extra piece on. How about maybe like a little one here, and I feel like I could use a branch here. So I'm going to add a rickety line, add it thickness, and then make a V coming off of that. Perfect. I feel like I need to balance that off over here, so let me add another branch coming out, getting thinner, and then from here, just adding a piece out. And there you have it. So you'll notice that it's not symmetrical, but it is instead balanced on both sides. I'm going to outline it in Sharpie just quickly so you can get a sense of where my lines are. So it's just a little bit more clear. For the final, it will be outlined in Sharpie, so this is a good way to see what it's going to look like. If your branches are kind of crooked and irregular, if anything, it makes them look a little bit more realistic. Who's ever seen a straight tree? There you have it. So once again, we took it, made it wider at the base or wherever it touches the trunk, bring it out to points, making it balanced but not symmetrical, and adding these like little Y shapes on it as well.